And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Boy, do we have a great show coming for you today. Pete Gray's out of the studio this morning. He is up with our Let's Talk Hookup group to Katmai Lodge in Alaska. Hopefully we'll hear from him a little later in the show, talking about how great things are up north. But, man, do we have a lot to talk about. And, man, did stuff get going this week. Yellowfin, bluefin, dorado, yellowtail, it is all biting, and we are going to talk about it because we got the man, Captain Mark Gillette from the Eclipse and the Commander, and all kinds of great fishing stuff coming your way today. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Last year, we had an unbeatable fishing season, one of the best in decades. I think we'll all take another year just like it. Now, just imagine what it could be like if we have an unbeatable season 39 years in a row. Well, that's exactly what Ford has done with their F-Series pickups, America's best-selling trucks 39 years in a row. We love our F-150s here in San Diego. Ford trucks give you the freedom to launch your boat with ease thanks to Pro Trailer Backup Assist, the freedom to toss all your gear in the bed no matter how wet and messy it gets, and the freedom to fit 5 full-size guys comfortably in the cab. And right now, during the Ford Freedom Sales event, you'll get the freedom from interest charges with Ford's best finance rate of the year. Freedom from high monthly payments thanks to special summer lease programs, plus the freedom to save even more on trucks with smart bonus tags. It's an incredible combination of savings on an incredible lineup of trucks. So don't miss the Ford Freedom Sales event. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
For local and long-range fishing, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among seasoned or novice anglers. But Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. You need to check out the Islander on their website, islander-charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 2 to 5 day fishing. Watch the website for trips and adventures available. Experience the Islander difference. Visit islander-charters.com for all the details.
Shimano is proud to present an opportunity for you to go fishing on 2 of the finest 3/4 day boats on the fleet and use the top-of-the-line Shimano gear. It's Terramar Tuesday, going on now through September. Join Shimano Pro staff aboard the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, and coming in June, the new Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. These trips will be booked through the landing and it's the same price as a regular 3/4 day trip, but the difference will be a selection of top-of-the-line Shimano Terramar rods and reels will be available for you to try, along with an assortment of Shimano jigs and more. And a member of the Shimano Pro staff will be aboard to answer questions you may have. Terramar Tuesdays will feature Shimano Terramar rods with Trinidad A, Torium HG, Tranks, and Talica reels available for you to try for free. Don't miss Terramar Tuesday on the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, and beginning June 7th aboard the Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. Check the landing website for more details or the trips page at hookup1090.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. As we said earlier, super stoked for today's show, having Captain Mark Gillette from the Eclipse in this morning. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Happy to have you in here this morning. There's lots going on, and it seemed like this week. I mean, obviously we've been having tuna fishing literally since April. First bluefin on our boat for this year was April 1st. You guys, I know, were super early in on that also, and it's been a very unique start to the season.
Yeah, it has.
High on quality, sometimes low on quantity, but crazy opportunities of what's been going on this year.
Yeah, and even when that fish was on the 43 or the 60-mile bank, I think earlier this year, we had some good trips on the Eclipse and the Commander. You know, fishing out of Long Beach, I think Josh had, what did he have? He had 60 fish one day, or not 60, awesome. 40 something. Yeah, he had he had like a couple fish shy of limits. So that was pretty cool out of Long Beach in April. Getting, and everybody's like, oh, there's small fish, and we got out there and that fish was, 25, 30-pound fish. It's
so rad.
When we're like, these years where we're like, oh, the 25 and 30 pound bluefin are really small fish.
It's that small grade.
Small grade fish. We'll take that anytime. That's a beautiful grade of fish.
That's for sure. Well, it was an exciting week this week because it seems like the call it traditional summertime fishing seems like it really got going with hearing different boats in different area with different scores. Some guys getting those nice bluefins, other boats down the beach with that good yellowtail fishing on kelps, and now we're starting to hear Dorado and tuna, and it just seems like our traditional summer really got started this week.
Yeah, just a couple of days ago, yesterday and the day before, I think our boats out of Seaforth, Mark Ornos on the Pacific Voyager had a good score of yellowfin. And then yesterday, I think Jody on the Apollo had some yellowfin, 40-plus yellowfin tuna, well within 1 day range. So
awesome.
That's pretty cool. Our boat's out there right now. Hopefully we get a little check this morning here in an hour or so, see what he's got going on. But it's good, good grade yellowtail on the kelps. There's some Dorado. July,
Yeah, the beginning still.
Yeah,
this is cool, man. I think we are in for a good one. I really, really do. I mean, it's cool seeing it all filter up. And you said something this morning before we got on the air, and I think it's so true that the good water is here again. And that was such a big deal last year, is the best water on the coast just ended up, right outside of home. It's from, 50 miles below us to 50 miles above us, and that's where it's at. And those fish don't know tradition, they know condition.
That's absolutely true. And I think a lot of folks that we were talking about earlier before the show here, a lot of folks are traditionally think that our fish are coming south to north, but I think these last few years, this fish is coming from the South Pacific. I really believe that, and I believe that because there's cooler green water to the south of us, and our good water is up here. We're already seeing yellowfin up here. They're not seeing it down the beach. They're seeing a little bit, but when you look in the stomachs of these fish, a lot of them, especially like when that yellowfin was on the 43 last year, it had monchong in it. It had a little bait fish that you would see in Hawaii. It didn't have traditional Eastern Pacific stock of bait fish in it. So I think it followed the bait fish over from here. And maybe the current changing. I don't know. Only time will tell on that. But the last couple of years, it sure seems like that fish is coming from that direction.
I don't know, nor do I care. As long as we've got blue marlins and wahoo and 200-pound tunas around here, I'm totally fine. It can be whatever reason anybody wants it to be. If we can take the Parker out and go catch a wahoo, I'm good with it. I got no problem.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day like last year. Pete was on the boat, We had 4 wahoo on a 1-day trip.
That's so rad.
Yeah, I just never thought I'd see the day.
It's awesome. So what is going on Eclipse right now? This is the summertime. Things are happening. What are the styles of trips? What's the boat been doing? What do we got coming up? What's going on with Eclipse?
Yeah, Eclipse is out on a day-and-a-half trip right now. It's got its day-and-a-half to 2.5, 3.5-day schedule, So we're just playing it by ear based on fishing conditions. A lot of charters in late July, August, and September. But there'll be some opportunity for people to jump on Open Party as well.
Not the easiest boat to get on sometimes, just because you guys have done such a good job with the charter business. And my hat's majorly off to you and your partner, Chris. You guys did a really, really nice job with the boat. It's not like the boat wasn't in good shape before, but you took it definitely to a new level. And that's a cliche thing that people say all the time, but you really did. You guys did a lot of stuff to that boat that is not known for day-and-a-half to 3-day type trips.
Yeah, we would just put our heads together, years of experience, and put together a platform. The platform's a beautiful platform, but we were able to put some capital into it and make it the boat that it is today. And we just had such great crew over the years, and more good guys coming this year. And
that's awesome.
And we're just blessed to work with great people. That helps a lot. And we have great passengers. Our passengers, for the most part, are just the easiest going, nicest people, and when we get one that's out of line a little bit, they quickly see that our Eclipse experience isn't the typical sport fishing experience, and they shape up and come out and have become regulars, cool. And it's been good.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about the boat. For people that haven't been lucky enough to come ride with you, tell us some of the things, some of the cool things you guys have done with Eclipse and just the style that you.
It's a 68-foot charter boat, and it's a wide, beamy boat. So
very beamy.
It's got big bunks on it, and biggest bunks I would imagine almost in the entire fleet, including the long range fleet. It's got RSW fish hole. It's got plenty of bait capacity. for our fishing that we do here locally, and it's perfect for 20 to 26 anglers on a charter, or 10 people, whatever you guys want to bring. It's just a cool boat, man. It's just laid out well,
Premium meal packages that you guys really like to do a lot. You always hear every time, I'm sure we'll catch it again today, but every time you guys are on the show, you always hear people raving about the food. This isn't the food I'm used to going on a day-and-a-half trip. And we watched the football game the whole way coming home because they got satellite TV. Like, you hear so many cool things that you guys are doing with the boat to make it comfortable.
Yeah, well, one of the things that thanks for touching up on that was, our chefs, and we hire guys that are professional chefs. And, a lot of them have cooked. We look for certain things, but a lot of those guys come from Hawaii or have experience of that Hawaiian, Asian fusion type cuisine. And it's kind of given its own, a lot of guys have worked at places that cook fish, which I think is important, and we know Jason will make poke and, they'll make fish, yellowtail a certain way, and people go, oh, you guys, and then they eat it, and they're like, whoa, this is this
cool.
is what fish is supposed to taste like. You wouldn't want any other thing on your plate.
That's so cool. And then so going forward too, obviously you guys having another option in the Commander, very comfortable boat and an awesome charter operation, really cool boat for smaller groups. How's things going with the Commander, and what's going on there?
Good. It's up in Long Beach right now. It's out on a one-day trip right now, fishing the islands. Island fishing up there has been fantastic this spring. May, June, and July. It's been great. It's a little bit smaller boat, 65-footer, but it's just such a cool boat. I really like fishing that boat. Low profile. We put RSW fish holds in that. I mean, we put a lot of capital into that boat and upgraded that boat. It's really, really a
brand
cool
new
boat. I've really enjoyed fishing on that, running that boat. I do. I like being low to the water. I like, I just like the boat. I just like the vibe of the boat.
Very cool traditional charter boat.
It is. It's such a cool boat, man. It is.
That's cool. And a really good group, a really good boat for a small group. Buddies, construction. You got your however many guys, your 10 to 20 guys. It's an very easy boat to charter, I'm sure.
Yeah. And there's plenty of open dates right now. As the summer gets rolling, those dates will be taken up or on open party. We can actually take up to 25 people on that boat, but I would say that 20 to 18 to 22 is an ideal number for that boat. But 12 people is great too if you want to go 12 people.
Yeah, totally. I will say one thing about the charter thing, and we said at the very beginning of the show, this is the week that things really started to happen, seeing that great kelp patty yellowtail fishing, seeing the yellowfin fishing, seeing the big bluefin are still around. Like, all of these things are happening now. This is when all those open charter dates you talk about, like in one flash, all get gobbled up. I've got to see it at the landing year after year after year. Everybody kind of hesitates until it goes, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, man, I want to go fishing, and all of those dates just go in a flash. I just couldn't urge you enough. If you knew you were going to go, and you got a group of buddies that like to go fishing, you haven't made the call to make it happen yet. This is when you need to gobble up your dates.
Yeah, even if you just have a group of people and you don't want to charter the entire boat, and we're like, hey, we want to make sure we get a particular date and a particular trip type. You want to call and find out if you have can secure that spot, for a number of guys, because like you said, once it. In the age of the internet now, and I'm guilty of it too. Look at all the internet stuff, and you find out when they're biting, and then you want to go. But you got to have some foresight to what's going to happen, and you got to just hope for the best. In any case, you can't be an internet fisherman. You can't get on buoy weather and try to match up the best weather, the best fishing. It's just not going to. You're really limiting your odds when you do that.
You're right.
You just got to pick some dates and say this works for us, and we're going to go and have a good time, and hopefully the fish bite in the process.
Fish Dope is an awesome tool for knowing what's going on and where it's going on at and keeping up with trends. The problem is when you have a season like we had last year, which was incredible, and the setup right now is the same. It's really good water. It's huge volumes of bait. That fish is all showing up. It's doing the same things. The writing is on the wall that we've got another great one. And you saw what happened last year. I mean, the spots just go away too far in advance. You book a time when you can go. enjoy the rad boat with a couple of your buddies, watch a football game on the way home on the Eclipse. All of those things are what you need to enjoy. And let's face it, the fishing's going to carry us through again. We got another. I really do, and I'm not saying that because we're on the radio. I think we're in store for a really, really good one.
Yeah, I always think fishing's going to be good. I'm biased in that regard, but fishing is always good. It really is. Our fishery that we have in Southern California, albeit a couple years ago when we had a couple really, really tough years of fishing there, but the fishing overall in Southern California and northern Baja is it's great. It's a fun fishery.
Yeah. We're in for a lot of fun. Well, hey, we're in for a lot of fun this morning today, and we really would like to hear from you. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning, you are what it's all about, and we would really like to have you join us this morning. If you want to be a part of the show, there's one number that you can reach us this morning. Our toll-free line is having a little bit of issue this morning, so if you want to get through, get us on that local number today. 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. Only working with the local line number today, so that is going to be your chance to get through. We'll try and get that toll-free number up a little bit later on, and once so, we'll let you know what that is, and we'd love to have you join us. But today, local lines, your shot to get through, 858 area code 457-1090. That's the best way to reach us. If you want to talk to Mark and have your questions answered, you want to talk to the man that's on the water making it happen, this is your opportunity. And not only are we going to be talking all kinds of fishing today, talking about the Eclipse, talking about the Commander, and answering your questions, Mark has given us an awesome prize. One lucky caller at the end of the show today is going to get to go fishing aboard the Commander, giving away an overnight trip at the end of the show today. So again, if you want to get your chance to talk to Mark and your shot at winning that awesome trip aboard the Commander, 858 area code 457-1090. And when we come back, we're going to be taking those phone calls. Lots of great information coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3-quarter-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3-quarter-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3-quarter-day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
If the fish are biting, I'm on my boat, rain or shine. Of course, I wear my life jacket. It's like wearing a seatbelt. Clip it on, grab my tackle box, and hit the water.
Love California, boat California, save California. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Everyone likes special treatment, kind of feel like a VIP. Well, that's how our listeners are treated at Poway Valley Collision. I have personally heard of several stories of how well our friends Jim and Mary take care of their customers that we sent them. Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them today, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And listen to this, our listeners get a special discount that can save you hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. Just tell them you listen to the show and you get the deal. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. Just bring your car or truck to them and let Poway Valley Collision do the rest. I have had my truck repaired at Poway Valley Collision and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision. Tell them you listen to Let's Talk Hookup and they'll save you money on your repair. Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. We're talking about big fish fishing right now, and obviously the call it filler, 25-pound yellows and 20-pound yellowfins coming their way up the beach. But how exciting has it this year been knowing that any time a guy steps aboard the Eclipse or the Commander, you literally have a shot right now at catching a local cow?
Yeah.
I mean, every single trip, that has been a thing all year long.
Yeah, we did the Friends of Alo Tuna Wars
right.
this year, and I had at the end of the day we were up on the 181 Ridge, and we were on a second day, and I had the pleasure of having Dave Marciano on the boat again this year, and Dave was up in the bridge with me, and we're pulling up on a big spoomer of them, and they're high and dry. I mean,
cool.
You could poke them with a stick, and I said, Dave, I've seen my fair share of big fish, but not like he has,
Sure.
with that great a fish. And I said, those got to be 300-400 pounders. And he looks at me and goes, yeah, they're 80-85 inches all day long.
No kidding.
And those are 300 and 400 pounds. I said, they were swimming right next to, just down the side of the boat, high and dry. Backs out of the water.
Oh, that is so cool.
And on both sides, and it was really cool. And to have somebody, it's one thing when you hear myself or, one of the other local guys say it. When you hear a guy like Marciano say it, a guy catches, 800 and 1,000-pound bluefin tuna. He looks at those 300 and 400 pounders, and he's like, yep, that's the grade that it is, and you're like, wow, that's impressive.
Makes his living looking at fish of that size every day.
Yeah, and it's cool because on that trip, Marciano's a great guy. He really is. They're all great guys. I just don't know the other guys as well as I know Dave, and he's just so informative, and he tells you what those guys see a lot of fish high and dry during certain times of the year. Yeah, more than I thought they saw.
Okay.
And he says when it's a good solid month where they see him up like that.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, I didn't either, but he said, so he's got a good bit of experience looking at him.
Gauge for it.
Yeah.
Hey, well, before we jump into the phones, we're going to go up north all the way to Katmai Lodge. We've got Captain Jeff is on the line right now, going to let us know what's going on at Katmai, and the boys make it into you okay this morning, Jeff?
Well, they're not in yet, but good morning, guys. They'll be here in the next couple hours.
All right.
Weather depending. Looks like we got some good weather to get them in. Looking forward to having your guys' crew up here. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, well, I know that Pete's really excited, and, boy, certainly the right time of year to be up at Katmai. I know you guys have been experiencing some great fishing.
Oh, man. Our trout fishing's been unbelievable all spring, and we're lucky enough to have it, too, because we've had some extremely high water, and we're still able to get to them, and they haven't moved off yet, and don't feel like they're gonna. But the crazy part is just about 3 or 4 days ago, the sockeye showed up, and they've had a steady stream of about 6 to 8 fish wide coming by the lodge.
Okay.
3 or 4 days now.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
That's crazy. Thousands and thousands of fish coming by right now. So the Let's Talk Hookup people are here at the perfect time.
Awesome. Well, we certainly love to hear that, Jeff, and excited. So the beauty of Katmai is obviously when the fish run, they present themselves, but the world-class trout fishery is something that you guys get to take advantage of all the time.
Yeah, it's a year-round thing. Well, it's while we're up here, seasonal thing, but it's the whole time we're here, and the trout kind of change phases as the salmon do as well. They go from eating mice and topwater baits and that, and then later in the fall we'll be doing some beading for them when they start to really put on the pounds of the eggs, and it's one of those deals where everybody comes up to take some salmon home, but you got to spend a day in the braids. Even if you only went up there for sightseeing, it's really just some of the most amazing terrain and country. Bears, moose, eagles, the whole show up there, man. It's a great place. That's
awesome. Well, we're certainly excited to hear how the trip goes, and hopefully we'll get a chance to check with Pete tomorrow after he makes it to the lodge later on today. And I'm really excited. And Jeff, certainly excited that you can keep us in the loop up there. It's pretty cool to be able to get reports from that far up into Alaska to be able to hear every week how good things are going up there. So if somebody wants to come fishing this season, is there still opportunities?
Absolutely. So we've got openings all the way through the end of the season where our facility always has room. You can go to their website at katmai.com or the 1-800 number, which is 1-800-330-0326. And if you got some this year, if any of your listeners out there, if they got any bug at all to do the trout fishing up here, it just keeps getting better and better and better, and, the salmon take care of themselves. They're awesome. But if you got any trout bums in your world, you got to send them our way. This is the most amazing fishery. I can't stress it enough.
They say that people throw the word out all the time, but it's really true of this one. It is world class. It is as good as you can ever fish anywhere in the world.
You know, it is too, and you know, and our salmon runs are quite large as well. You know, and it's good. It's a great place up here. You know, it's a remote lodge. There's no roads, no nothing. There's no hustle and bustle. It's just get up in the morning, go have breakfast, go fishing, come back. It's a great place.
Sounds good to us, man. Jeff, appreciate it very much. Great report. We appreciate you keeping us up to date every week, and we'll look forward to hearing from you next week. And make sure to take care of the boys for us.
You bet, buddy. You guys have a great week as well, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot for the report. Well, and we're going to jump right into the phones here, packed up again. If you want to get through 858-457-1090. And like I said, having a little difficulty with the toll-free numbers, but if you want to give it a shot, I know there's a line or two that looks like it's working. That one's 877-792-1090, so certainly give it a shot. And like I said, we'll continue to work on that throughout the show. 877-792-1090. Let's start off with the phones this morning with Mike, who's calling us from Torrance this morning. Mike, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on the phones on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Good morning, Rick. How you guys doing today?
Hey, good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Hey, Mark, on the Eclipse, you've got world-class food out there. I'd like to know what we can expect when we go on the Commander. I haven't tried that boat yet.
Same thing, Mike. The chefs are working with a little bit smaller galley space, but our chefs we just rotate our crew through the boats. Everybody gets a shot at basically the same crews work on all the boats. So you're not getting a totally different crew or totally different chefs, and you're getting all the same guys that you're normally used to seeing. You'll see some new faces, obviously, as the company grows. We've got to hire more employees, but the chefs all rotate through. So same chefs that cook on the Eclipse cook on the Commander as well.
Probably keeps your guys fresh and happy, and maybe days off here or there, which maybe isn't the most common thing. Sometimes you're fishing, you keeping the crew happy. I'm sure. Keeps everybody happy.
I like rotating. It's a nice opportunity to be able to just check out different scenery for a little bit. So, but same guys, man.
Well,
when you heading out, Mike?
Thank you very much for all you're doing for the customers. We appreciate it, and we're glad to be on your boat.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming out fishing with us. We appreciate you guys.
All right. Hey, with that, let's jump right back into the phones. Talk to Rudy, who's calling us from Carlsbad this morning. Hi, Rudy. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hi, Rudy.
It sounds like a great boat. One thing, Rick, I'd like to thank you for the suggestion on the hook on the Z-bar. Come into your shop and let your guys take care of it. You're my hero now. I can't believe how slim and trim you look.
Hero status, right? Right on, Rudy. Well, that's nice of you to say, man. Our pleasure. We were BSing with that in the break. That's one of the fun things about working in the shop like that is, changing things around and making the tackle work the way that we want it to. Well, it's nice of you to say, Rudy. We appreciate the phone call very much. Well, we jump back in and talk to Ed. He's calling us from Mira Mesa this morning. Ed, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. My question is for Mark. When they're using a flat fall like that, through your experience, are they tying the braid directly to the flat fall, or are they using some kind of a mono for stretch or a fluorocarbon? And then also, when is the Commander coming down to San Diego?
As far as the flat falls are concerned, you can tie them direct to the braid. I like a little bit of give. Ed's personal preference, Ed. My personal preference is a very short top shot. That's what I like, straight fluorocarbon. And when I'm fishing flat falls, I'm usually fishing nothing. For the smaller tuna, I'm fishing 50 and 60 pound. And for tuna, once they start getting 40 pounds and better, I'm fishing 80 pound. And for the cows, you want to fish to 175 to 275. It's a reaction strike, and they bite them on the fall more than anything. I can't speak highly enough of the flat falls, man. And there's been, the knockoffs that are, the imitations, if you will, and they're made in the same place. They're just not the same. They're just not.
And the components aren't the same. That's a big thing.
Yeah, just not the same, man. I'm a big fan of the flat falls. And as far as the Commander goes, is when it comes back to San Diego, it's just going to depend on fishing. So right now there's good island fishing going on up there. So we're not in any hurry to come back and join San Diego just yet. Just not enough interest yet in the fishing down here. But when it does, we will be at C4 Sport Fishing. So.
We're excited. Answer your question for you, Ed?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Thank you,
You
Ed.
you touched on something there that I think a lot of people probably should take a second listen to, and that when you were fishing small fish, you're fishing 50 or 60 pound, which is, I mean, that's heavy. That's heavy line for smaller fish, and big fish all the way on up, crimping on a piece of 100 pound, 130 pound. The one problem with a flat fall, and keep in mind this is a very good problem, is those things, when they're eating them on the sink, they eat it. That thing, I'm sure all the time you're having to cut it out of those things.
They inhale them.
And those big bluefin, they have a little bit, they got a gnarlier set of teeth than some of the other fish do. And when you think about a lure small as a flat fall and think that thing is gone, and they're chewing on your line the whole time, and I can't imagine how many heartbreaks of big bluefin you guys have had at Color, because a guy had one, and those things, always at the end game, they're opening their mouth, they're shaking their head real bad, and they just chew you off. And I think that was a really good tip that you mentioned to people, using a heavy piece of fluoro, because they're going to bite that thing regardless.
Yeah, and usually when they bite them at a deeper depth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one thing that folks need to remember. So we add a split ring to the top, because those rings that the flat falls are on, they're too narrow, they're too small, and they'll break the line. I've lost so many fish personally because of that until we figured out. You need to add a big heavy-duty split ring. When we're fishing the bluefin, we take the hooks off. We add those bigger hooks, butterfly hooks, the real heavy-duty ones, and then we add heavier-duty split rings because they'll open up. They're just not made for that big. I mean, the quality of fish that we're pulling on. I mean, we're pulling on them hard too. So, change those out, and I'm sure you can help people out with that. I know the guys at Seaforth can as well in their tackle shop. And then add that split ring to the top, and use the heavy line, because you don't want that heartbreak, especially after you pull on them for an hour and a half. And it's that last, it's that last 20 feet. We used to say that when we fish cows long range. It's not the beginning or the middle of the fight. It's that last 20 feet when a big fish is sideways, he's tired, you're tired. You got to put the rod on the rail and start, winching them in. Now, you're putting a lot of strain on that line. Make sure you've got heavy, fluorocarbon.
And as gruesome as it is, the end game is when you have to kill them. You can let the rod and the reel and the drag do all of the work most of the time, but the last 30 feet, you gotta dig deep and make that thing go away. Because if they don't, they'll spin around forever until they chew you off or something happens. And that's when you got to be able to reach out and pull, and knowing that you got that thing dialed.
Yep.
That's cool. Hey, Ed, appreciate the phone call very much. Hey, with that, it's time to find out what's going down in the Baja. It is time for the Cast Man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tours. Today, the Catch Report sponsored by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, the best in the business. Your catch is a very valuable item, so why not take the best possible care of it? Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest, with all the superior products they offer, from those killer tuna burgers, the smoke and jerky, shipping orders, cutting orders. They are the absolute best in the business, and they're going to treat your fish just like it was their own. Once you try them, I guarantee you'll be hooked. Check fishermansprocessing.com for more details, or see them when your trip returns to the San Diego landing. And let's head down to the Baja, talk to the Cast Man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tours. Buenos dias, Cast Man.
Hey, buenos dias, Ricky. Buenos dias, Mark.
Hey, Cass, how's it going?
It's going good, man. You gonna go with this Christmas Island next June?
I don't know yet. That's still up in the air, waiting on Chris. It's his turn next year. I'm really trying to convince him to go. What a great trip that was, man.
Nothing like it.
Well,
don't
try to convince him too hard.
I'm not going to, trust me.
Hey, anyway, listen, I'm here in San Quintin fishing with Captain Ron Cook on his 25-foot Parker slaptail, and this is our second day. Yesterday we had 17 nice yellowtail on the boat. Ranging anywhere from about 18 to 25 pounds.
Nice.
We just got our first one on the boat right now, so things are happening here. We're just fishing kind of halfway between San Martin Island and the beach. So it's quite a few birds working. Got the fish on the surface, So we're getting them both on the troll and on the iron. So it's a pretty exciting fishing yesterday, and hopefully today will be the same.
Awesome, Cass.
Yeah, it is. It really is awesome. Down at San Lucas. Had some notable catches today. This past week they had some bluefin, not bluefin, but blue marlin. One about 51, another about 280. And they also had a 272-pound yellowfin tuna that was caught. And most of the action on the marlin and the bigger tuna have been straight out from Cabo, 3 miles, and then on the Pacific side, probably toward the Jaime Bank. Up in the Sea of Cortez there around the Iman and San Luis area, some very, very good fish in there. Football-sized yellowfin tuna. Oh, you know, those 15 to 20-pound fish. An occasional 100-pounder showing up, but a lot of yellowfin tuna and a few wahoo, a few scattered bottle. Another notable catch was a 60-pound snook. I guess it would have been a world record if the guy had really, done the right paperwork on it. But some good fish in there. Belly stuff as he went to Nejo there. That's really hot right now. A lot of sailfish. 2 to 3 per boat average there, and occasional blue marlin. And some very, very good rooster fish fishing along the beaches. Anyway, that's the report. And anybody wants to join us at Christmas Island with Mark Gillette next June? Put the plug in for you, Mark.
I like it.
Give us a call at Cast Tours at 800-593-6510, and check us out on the web at www.casttours.com, and I'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
Thank you for that, Cass. And Mark, I know you can back up one thing that always, and I say it, Cass, to every person I go with, that every time you put a trip together, it always blows me away at how smooth everything runs. And when you're talking about going to countries or areas that aren't really known for things happening on time and smooth and there being no problems, you guys do such a good job of just planning everything out, the itinerary, the rides, the fishing, the people, the guides. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to, and it's really nice sometimes going to an unfamiliar territory with Cast Tours, knowing that everything's going to happen the right way.
Hey, Ricky, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, we pay attention to the details. So, anyway, talk to you guys next Saturday.
Thanks, Cass, man. Appreciate that. Great time, good fishing, and 60-pound snook. We'll take some of that. Go get some more of those yellows, Cass. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we will. Thanks.
See you later, Cass.
All right, that's killer. Certainly some good fishing going on down below. All right, let's jump right back into the phones. Absolutely every phone line packed up this morning. Everybody's excited to talk to Mark. We do have that toll-free number back up and running, so you have a second shot to get through there. That one's 877-792-1090. But right now, every single line packed up for you. Jump back into the phones, and we're going to talk to Dan, who's calling us from San Diego this morning. Dan, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. First of all, where was that snook?
I just heard down below there, and I actually wanted to hear the same thing. 60-pounder. I'd never even heard of such a thing.
Unbelievable.
Awesome.
Anyway, my question is, what's the latest on the Liberty?
So Liberty is scheduled to make their departure run on Friday. I got a chance to talk to Captain Taro about it yesterday. So as you can imagine, new boat stuff. The boat was going to go last week. They found a couple things that they just wanted to have dialed before they took the boat out. Okay. And so I talked to Taro, and he said extremely confident that, a little shakedown run would be happening earlier in the week just to final, make sure everything was good, and then scheduled for a Friday departure. So obviously
this coming Friday.
This coming Friday. So, and obviously, as you know, it's still a new boat project, and things can and will happen, so you never know. But I talked to Taro. He was extremely confident yesterday that Friday will be the first official trip on the Liberty, and we're really excited about it.
I want to be on that first trip.
I know you can. Dan, I would say that if you want to go, there is an opportunity. So just give Fisherman's Landing a call in San Diego. You can book online, but especially with this being the first trip, talking to them about timing, all the guys in the office I know would be the best probably to talk to for this initial one. And that's area code 619-221-8500. Call Fisherman's Landing. They'll get you set up for the inaugural trip on the Liberty.
I got it. Thanks so much.
Hey, Dan, appreciate the phone call very much. How about next up, we talk to Mongo, calling us from Wisconsin. Good morning, Mongo. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, Rick. You let Pete get away. What's that all about?
Hey, man, he's got to do the field research. What do you say? You wouldn't want to buy a car from a guy that didn't know how to drive. You certainly don't want to get fishing info from a guy that don't fish.
Hey, I got a message for Pete from Richard from Cedros. When Pete was there, he gave Richard a cap and a mug. And he cherishes that so much that he put it under glass in his house as a trophy. He was so proud to have that.
Oh, that's awesome, Mongo. What's your question?
Also, when I was there, I found out beyond a shadow of a doubt the best way to connect braid and fluorocarbon together, the fastest. An RP knot blew away the other knots. Wasn't even close.
I'll agree with you. Yeah, RP knot is a simple, easy knot, quick to tie, spectrum knot. That's what we tie in the tackle store as well.
Right. And a two-speed reel makes you Superman. Hey, so that's what I just wanted to see if if the listeners would comment about some of their experiences and maybe amplify on the knot tying thing.
All right, Mongo. Well, that's certainly a good call. You know, the RP knot, that's kind of become our default knot in the shop, too. It's super small, super easy to tie, and if you're not familiar with that, you want to jump on our YouTube channel. If you go onto our website, hookup1090.com, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a bunch of icons for all our different social media outlets, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. And if you click on the little red YouTube icon, jump onto our YouTube channel, you'll see a video of John Collins from the Royal Polaris John Collins knot with Pete showing you exactly how to tie that knot. It's super easy. They do it 2 or 3 different times, both from the angle of looking right at it and then again angled over the shoulder, so you're looking at it the same way that you'd be tying it. But super easy knot to tie and definitely a good one to have in the repertoire. Appreciate it very much. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
At Dawson & Associates Insurance Services, we recommend travel insurance for your next trip. Plans include trip cost cancellation, emergency medical evacuation, and medical expenses. For the frequent traveler going at least 100 miles from home, we have an annual plan, including foreign and domestic travel that insures every trip you make for an entire year for only $267. We guarantee the lowest prices on all our travel insurance products. Call Bob or Christy at 619-460-5615, or to view prices or apply online, visit safariglobaltravel.com. That's safariglobaltravel.com.
All right, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano, and how could you not say it with this great bluefin fishing that we have right now, Talica 2-Speed. There's absolutely nothing like it. The single greatest 2-speed reel that, in my opinion, has ever been made. And right now, the Talica 12 is the reel that I'd be buying. When you're going on a trip and you don't know if you're going to be catching a 25-pound yellowtail, you might be catching a kelp patty yellowfin, or you might be going out to the 43 and catching yourself a 150-pound tuna, knowing you have a reel that is small and castable but capable of dealing with your fish of a lifetime is what it's all about. And Talica is that reel. It's got the drags, the gears, and the guts to handle a big fish, but still a lightweight spool that allows you to free spool and cast and fish a live bait effectively. Check it out at your local tackle store, Talica 2-Speed, or for more information, you can just go on to Shimano.com.
Whether you're trolling in the trough, sight fishing from the tower, or landing a prize game fish, true offshore anglers demand the best in stabilization technology. When bad weather and rough seas send other boats back to the docks, Seakeeper allows you to fish longer and fish harder, even in the roughest conditions. Don't believe us? Just listen to a fellow angler.
I just wanted to let you know how happy we are with the Seakeeper. People are blown away with what it does. It's really awesome for daytime sword fishing, and it makes seeing the bite so easy in all conditions.
Now available for boats as small as 30 feet. Seakeeper eliminates up to 95% of boat roll. To learn more about how Seakeeper can change your life on the water and to schedule your free demo, go to Seakeeper.com. Take a ride. Be amazed. Seakeeper.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and Trueline. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
When it comes to tackle storage, it's got to be Flambeau. Built to fish, built to last. Check out these new products designed just for anglers. The 2 new HD Series hard cases with thick customizable foam to protect your electronics when not in use. While the new HD Series tough boxes provide heavy-duty waterproof protection. Clear lids and O-ring seals keep water out while letting you see in. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust provides additional protection against rust and corrosion, keeping your valuables safe. For travel, protect your rods with a tough bazooka rod carrier. Available at Turner's Outdoorsman and other fine tackle retailers.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 18 stores throughout Southern California and 3 in San Diego County. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the 2016 All-Star Game. San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Having a great morning here. Captain Mark Gillette from the Eclipse, from the Commander, talking fishing, having fun. If you want to get through, it has been a very busy morning. 2 ways you can reach us here on Let's Talk Hookup. 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. Or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free number, 877-792-1090. Both your shots to get through. Talk to Captain Mark Gillette right now. And Mark, during the break, we were both reminiscing on that last trip to, or both our last trips over to Christmas Island with Cast Tours. And I know we touched on it real briefly, but what a cool trip, right? Cool experience, just something so different from what the norm is, and just a lifetime stuff.
It is, and I can't tell people out there enough about fishing with Cass. He's a really fun guy to fish with. Made life easy for us, for the whole group traveling. Even when unexpected things happen, I mean, he kept his cool, even demeanor, and he got us through things really smoothly. And it was fun. Great group of people. Get to meet a lot of folks, and you don't have to be the most experienced fisherman. You really don't. I've never fly fished before. Bruce Smith taught me when we worked on the Shogun a couple times in Norman, and I caught a couple fish, but I never really got into it. But after I came back from that, I called Bruce right away. I'm like, I'm getting into this. This is fun, and you don't have to be an expert at it. The guys there will show you how to do it. They're patient with you, and it's catching those bonefish. It's really fun. It's all about the take. It is.
The thing that I was the most surprised at was exactly what you just said. I knew that we were going to a bonefish fly thing, and that's a cool thing to check off the fishing list. I definitely wanted to say that, I went on walked a flat,
right.
But never did I think that was going to be what I enjoyed doing the most. And every day, the thing that's so unique about the Christmas Island trip is every day you decide what you want to go do the next day. If you want to go offshore and fish tuna with poppers, you go do that. If you want to spend all day popping for a giant GT, you go do that. If you want to go bonefish fishing, if you want to just hang out and go snorkel, you get to decide every day what you want to do. And never did I think the thing that I would always want to go do is just keep fly fishing for bonefish. It is so cool.
And I mean, I put my time in fishing the GTs on the popper, and I got my GTs, and that was really fun. When they hit the popper, I mean, it's definitely an experience of a lifetime. I just can't say enough about fishing a bonefish. I really enjoyed catching my GTs. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that was something I always wanted to do since I was a little kid. Watching, what was that TV show at Harry Hujima, fishing in Hawaii.
Totally.
Let's go fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys should YouTube that one out there if you've never seen it. The guy was a classic, man. And I always wanted to catch one, and I did. I caught my hand, I think I caught 12 GTs total, and I got a 35, 40 pounder was my biggest, and they pull hard, man.
So hard.
They pull so hard. But that bonefish fishing was so fun, and the guides that they have with you, they make it such an enjoyable experience, And you want to go check out. I gave my rod to my guide one day and just went and walked on the islands and checked out the birds nesting and the tern birds and the frigate birds, and it was just such a neat overall experience. Got to meet a lot of great people from all over the United States that flew in. You meet a lot of people from Australia now that are coming in there, and the people on the island are wonderful people. They sang for us and the food. We went there and everybody goes, "Oh, the food's it's all right. It's not that good." I thought the food was great. We had lobster. We had local
tuna all the time.
Tuna, yeah. It was. I mean, we caught one of our GTs got my buddy Gil that I was fishing with. His GT got shark bit. He got one that was 50 pounds or so, and it bit it right in the middle of the back and it killed the fish. So we put it on the deck, and then we took it in, and they filleted it up, and we ate it.
Really?
And it was
That's cool.
They wouldn't kill a GT.
Sure.
They want to. They're really conscious of the conservation of the fishery.
Big time.
There, and it's great, from the bonefish to the GTs to everything. So that was awesome. But when you have one that was shark bit, and it was like, oh, we're gonna barbecue them up here, and it was good, man. It was cool to be able to experience that. That whole,
Well, and that's coming from a guy who's traveled a bunch and fished a bunch, and I couldn't agree with you more. It's a very unique experience. If you want to come join us next year, it's an awesome trip. Again, June 20th through June 27th, 2017. A lot of fun. And again, as Mark said, there is no better guy to travel with than Cast Tours. He's the right guy for it, and if you want, an experience of a lifetime trip, that's the guy that you want to roll with for sure. It is a really, really good time. Of course, check Cast Tours on the website. You can link them from our website, hookup1090.com. Just go right to Cast Tours and book your spot. Well, Mark, the phones are packed up. Everybody's excited to talk to you. Why don't we jump right back in and talk to another Mark calling us from Lakeside this morning. Mark, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going?
What's up, Mark?
Good. Hey, just a quick question. I kind of changed it up on you. On the Eclipse on an overnight, what do you charge, and then what is the cost on the food per angler?
Well, that all depends, Mark. Our prices are all listed right now on our website. It depends if we're running open party trips through the landing, and then that's whatever the going rate for open party trips are. And then if you go onto our website, eclipsesportfishing.com or commandersportfishing.com, and you're looking to book one of the trips there, all of our trips that we book on our website are all inclusive. It throws people off a little bit because it is a more expensive trip, and a lot of our passengers want limited load or ultra limited load trips. So our trips can get kind of pricey, but you're fishing with 22 or 24 people on a boat of that size, and it's all inclusive, So you get to come out and basically gratuity. Your beer tab and your fish cleaning tab, and that's it, And so we like to do that all-inclusive
thing. And that's
thing.
limited load, permits are included, premium food, snacks. I mean, you guys do it.
It's the whole deal.
Do it like you would be on a long-range boat.
Yeah, you do. It's just the whole deal. When we're doing our trip through our own website.
So that would be like, obviously we have the Let's Talk Hookup coming up. It's the 19th on Tuesday. Again, same exact thing. Limited load trip, day and a half, all the food, all the everything, and that's. I know that you've said that. That's what you like because you guys get to control all the good stuff. Like that the experience a guy's going to have is awesome because you get to from the premium meal package all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just cool. We got there's a trip on I think at the end of the month, 2.5 day trip. I think it's limited to 22 people or something. It's a pricey trip, but for a 2.5 day trip. But they're doing it's a sponsored trip. They're doing a lot of giveaways and stuff like that, and some of that cost goes into all the shirts and trophies and stuff like that group does. So just check out our website, and we hope to see you out with us soon.
Well, Mark, hopefully you can come fishing with us. Again, we got that Let's Talk Hookup sponsored trip on the Eclipse, day and a half trip, departs on Tuesday, July 19th, and I know there are still some spots available, but it's a really fun trip, Mark, and a really cool experience.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You do the
Thanks,
same.
Mark.
Appreciate it very much. That does free up 858-457-1090. Open right now, and your chance to get through after a very busy morning. Let's talk to Dan, calling us from Encinitas this morning. Hi, Dan. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just have one comment and one question. First of all, the Eclipse, an amazing ride, and the crew is top-notch. I was on a trip last year fishing the yellows at Colonet, and I had a fish caught on the wrong side of the boat. It gets stuck in the rudder or the prop or something. And Chewy and the captain, we tried to get it out, and then the captain cut a 12-ounce torpedo at the ring, crimped it on my line, slid it down zip line, got the fish off the boat, and was able to land it for my limits. So stoked on that.
How cool is that, Dan?
Awesome.
And the question is, are the fish using the bait? And to fish a flat fly, what side of the boat? Upwind, downwind, bow, stern, side? Where to fish that? Thanks.
Good questions.
Yeah, fish are eating bait right now. What's nice about the flat fall is last couple of years with this warm water, and there's been very little green water. What is nice that there is cool green water on the coast now, so that's going to be good for our bait. But bait fishing has been tough the last few years, and with bait fishing being tough like that, the flat falls have been, they almost at times bite it. They do bite it better than bait at times. And so, as far as where to fish it, it depends how the boat is being set up. But I always like going to the bow and fishing the downwind side, casting my heavier jigs off the downwind side, letting it sink, winding it up a quarter way, and then dropping it back down. So I fish it from the downwind side all the way to the upwind side of the boat. So until I get about a 45-degree angle, and then I wind it all the way back in.
So both directions, basically. You cast out in front of you, you drift towards it, you let it get straight up and down, you drift it one more time behind you going the other way, and away you go.
Right.
That's a good call. That answer your question for you, Dan?
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, appreciate the phone call very much. All right, let's head up north. We got the man is on the line. Pete calling us live from Katmai. Good morning, Pete.
Hey, good morning, Rick. Good morning, Mark. How's the show going?
Show's going great. Phones are packed. It's easy when you got Mark Gillette in here. Everybody wants to talk to him, talk about the Eclipse and all the great fishing going on.
Of course. Well, I was listening on the Mighty 1090 app this morning and heard you guys talking about Christmas Island and Cass tours, and had to call and give some kudos to Cass because we're actually still in Anchorage and we're just getting ready to head for the airport to get our flight. It's about a 300-mile flight from Anchorage to Katmai this morning. It's a beautiful day in Anchorage. It's supposed to be 76 degrees today, and so we're looking like a beautiful scenic flight today out to Katmai Lodge, and then we'll get our waders on and be fishing by mid-morning this morning, so pretty excited about that. We did a little pre-trip, came up early, and here with my wife Lolly and part of the group, we came up, did a little pre-trip up to Denali National Park, and wanted to tell you about the Alaska Railroad and the trip. We got tipped off actually by Randy and Tracy from the Royal Star that did it, I believe, last year or the year before, and they said what an amazing experience it was. So I called Cass Tours, and I said, hey, can you book this thing? So he and his girls got certified to book the Alaska Railroad, and they said our group, just part of our 15 of the 20 people that are going to be at the lodge went with us, and we took the train up on Wednesday and stayed 2 nights in Denali National Park, and we did some of the group. We went quadding out in the back trails, and others went on a Flight C out and landed on a glacier next to Mount Denali. But the train trip itself, it's like 8 hours each way, and you make a few stops here and there, is one of the most incredible experiences you will ever have. Train is super deluxe. It's
cool, dude.
Sights are unbelievable, and if you're headed to north part of Alaska or central part of Alaska, Anchorage, and you want to do a little side trip like next year, if you want to join us at Katmai Lodge, and do a little side trip, highly recommend doing the train trip up to Denali or even just to Talkeetna, which is only about halfway. But and you can book that through Cass Tours. Cass is certified to do that, and they can do that. It's not a cheap train trip, but like anything in Alaska, you know it's expensive, but it is a chance of a lifetime to see sights that you've never seen before and have a fantastic experience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Highly, highly, highly recommended.
And sounds like a fairly easy thing. Go through Cass, and you probably not a whole lot to worry about. You get on the train and food, and just scope out some of the coolest sights in the world.
Exactly,
That's awesome.
And he books the hotel for you, he books the train for you, the travel, the whole thing. We did the Gold Star service, which is an upgraded service, like the first class service on the train, and you're in these 2-level dome cars, so everything is glass all around you. So the 360-degree views of all the way up and down the train tracks, just a fantastic experience, and one that I would highly, highly, highly recommend. But that being said, we've been here since Wednesday, and very anxious to get a line in the water today. And our group is we're all meeting at the airport here and getting ready to board a charter flight and land literally right on the gravel runway at Katmai Lodge here in a few hours. And they waiter us up, get us on the boats, and get us out fishing here by mid-morning. So I'll hopefully have a good report from you tomorrow. I'm not sure if you heard from Jeff Top this morning yet or not, but we'll have a good report for you tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll have lots of sockeye and king salmon and lots of big trout and good things to report.
That's awesome, Pete. Well, yeah, we did. We caught the report from Jeff earlier in the show. It sounds like you guys are really in for it. I mean, he was commenting, you know, and for those guys to be excited with the amount of fish that they see all the time up at Katmai, he just said that the river was so full of sockeye at any point in time over the last few days right in front of the lodge. He said you could just see packs and packs going by. It sounds like you guys are in for a heck of a trip.
All right, sounds great. Well, thanks to you, Rick, for covering, and Ryan and Adam on the boards there, and of course to Mark for being in the studio there. Thank you guys, and all I can say is you got to love Alaska, man. It is just one incredible place, and every place you go to Alaska has new adventures. And the one thing I forgot to mention yesterday, it was so clear yesterday that we had I guess only about 20% of the people see it, but we had a full view of Mount Denali, the 20,000-foot, or formerly called Mount McKinley. Mount Denali, just the snow-capped peak of Mount Denali was visible for several times on the train trip. So that was kind of a rare treat,
That's
too,
awesome.
to be able to see the top of the mountain. So, yeah, highly recommend that. Alaska Railroad, book through Cass Tours, and then come to Katmai Lodge with us next July. Trip sold out very, very quickly this year, so don't wait if you want to come to see one of the most incredible adventures in Alaska that you ever see, Katmai Lodge, and all the details will be up on our website, and we'll give you the report tomorrow.
Awesome, Pete. Have a great time. We'll look forward to hearing it tomorrow, and yeah, you don't worry about anything now but going fishing and have some fun. Tell the entire gang and Lolly that we said hello, and have a blast. We'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. Take care.
All right, I appreciate that. Hey, when we come back, we got another full hour of Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including the Catch Report. We're going to find out what's biting up and down the beach. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Rock Cod Rick here for West Coast Marine and Parker Boats. You see them all over Southern California waters. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore islands. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip, and there they are. Parker Boats of all size fishing in the same area as the sporties. There's a good reason for it: fishability and seaworthiness. Of all the boats out there, my boat partner and I chose to get a brand new 25 Parker center console from Kevin Kelly and the gang at West Coast Marine, and I could not be happier. Wow, what a fishing machine. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt, but that's why so many 4- and 6-pack charters choose to operate Parkers. We thank the guys at Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Season Sport Fishing, One-Man Charters, Black and Blue Sport Fishing for their confidence in Parker boats. Take it from me, if you are ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check out their inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor for 4 straight years. Especially interesting, most hotels are just hotels, and most people stay in the hotel and go do their activities elsewhere. Rancho Leonero, of course, provides fishing, diving, all activities, all meals, your whole vacation. So the fact that we're so highly rated, we're very proud of it. From picking you up at the airport to dropping you off, literally everything is turnkey from there. We make it as easy as we can for you at the ranch. From your meals to whether you're going to go fishing or diving or just hang out by the pool. When you're coming to Rancho Leonero, you are coming to John Ireland's home. I guarantee the best fishing vacation experience in all of Baja. That's unique. There's nowhere that I could think of to get the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA, and rancholeonero.com. It's really unique. It is. We're very proud of it.
Information is the key to success, and inside information is even better. When it comes to fishing, inside information is critical, and that's what FishDope.com delivers. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and save fuel. FishDope.com is the only SST service with a satellite oceanographic PhD on board. The only fish finding service with a spotter plane. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com boasts the largest code group anywhere, covering sport boats, commercial boats, and private boaters. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. What I'm telling you is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, good luck. Membership costs less than 40 gallons of gas for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, stay tuned for the special code to save $20 on a FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the 2016 All-Star Game. San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
For East Cape fishing, Jen Wren is known as the best. This is Mark Rayer. Great service, top quality equipment, including all accurate reels, CalStar rods, and Cimarron electronics, has put my immaculately maintained twin-engine cruisers in a class of their own. For memories of a lifetime, just bring your hat and sunglasses, and we'll provide a fishing experience that will exceed your expectations. Our calendar's filling fast, so don't miss out. For packages, 2 live webcams, a weekly fishery report, and more, check out TeamJenRen.com. We pick up at all East Cape resorts, so let's go fishing. Last year, we had an unbeatable fishing season. One of the best in decades. I think we'll all take another year just like it. Now, just imagine what it could be like if we have an unbeatable season 39 years in a row. Well, that's exactly what Ford has done with their F-Series pickups. America's best-selling trucks 39 years in a row. We love our F-150s here in San Diego. Ford trucks give you the freedom to launch your boat with ease thanks to Pro Trailer Backup Assist. The freedom to toss all your gear in the bed no matter how wet and messy it gets. And the freedom to fit 5 full-size guys comfortably in the cab. And right now, during the Ford Freedom Sales Event, you'll get the freedom from interest charges with Ford's best finance rate of the year. Freedom from high monthly payments thanks to special summer lease programs, plus the freedom to save even more on trucks with smart bonus tags. It's an incredible combination of savings on an incredible lineup of trucks. So don't miss the Ford Freedom Sales Event. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.